Good morning. I am Robert Singh from Himalayan Research College of Education. Teach about knowledge and Bloom's taxonomy. Knowledge is information combined with experience, context, interpretation, and reflection. It is a high value form of information and that is ready to apply to decisions and actions. Explicit or confined knowledge refers to knowledge that is transmittable in formal, systematic language. On the other hand, tactical knowledge has a personal quality which makes it hard to formalize and communicate. Knowledge is the human expertise stored in a person's mind, gained through experience and interaction with the person's environment. Knowledge is a physical, mental, or electronic record of relationships believed to exist between real or imaginary entities, forces, and phenomena. Knowledge is the insights, understandings, and practical know how that we all possess. It is a fundamental resource that allows us to function intelligently. 6 levels of Bloom's taxonomy. 1. Remembering. Remembering sits at the base of Bloom's pyramid. It involves retrieving relevant knowledge from memory. This level focuses on recognizing, recalling, and reproducing basic facts, terms, and concepts. While sometimes dismissed as just memorization, it forms the model foundation, being its first building block. Without remembered knowledge, students can't analyze, evaluate, or create. Remembering is like a library of knowledge that you visit every time you need to do a complex cognitive task. The most noteworthy part is to remember meaningful activities that connect your expertise to the task at hand. Otherwise, memories don't have a purpose. Modern approaches to recall emphasize that the context and relevance of the information are key. Students learn more effectively when they understand why facts matter and how they connect to bigger concepts and ideas. If you're familiar with bechamel sauce, you can develop new recipe and apply your knowledge to involve innovative cooking. Examples and action. In practice, remembering looks like students reciting multiplication tables, medical students memorizing anatomy terms, or employees learning safety procedures. The key verbs associated with this level include define, list, recall, recognize, identify, name, state, and describe. What does remembering mean? It can be a history student remembering the dates of major civil war battles, the names of key generals, and the locations of significant events, or a cooking student recalling the basic ingredients in a bechamel sauce, the proper knife cuts for different vegetables, and food safety temperature guidelines. This knowledge provides students with the fundamental information they need to move forward. Practical remembering activities include flashcards, quizzes, matching exercises, fill in the blank activities, or mnemonic devices. Digital tools such as spaced repetition apps can make memorization more efficient and engaging the goals aren't mindless repetition for the sake of repetition. Instead, it is about building knowledge that can be applied in subsequent stages to streamline complex and creative thinking. Understanding, making, making meaning. Understanding is the next step where learners grasp the meaning of information and can explain concept in their own words. This level includes interpreting, summarizing, paraphrasing, and presenting ideas there, rather than just repeating them verbatim. Students demonstrate that their knowledge can be applied to translate information from one from to another. They can predict outcomes based on understanding patterns, explain cause and effect relationships, and more from form and connections between different concepts. They demonstrate that they have internalized the information and can express it in new ways or apply it to similar situations. Common action was for understanding, including they can explain processes through analogize or create concept maps and concepts and Venn diagrams that show relations between ideas. They can even describe how concepts apply on to their own experience. These activities reveal whether students truly grasp, understand meaning, or simply memorizing surface level information. We want students to move past simple recalling. Example, understanding includes, for example, a biology student is examining photosynthesis using their own analogies, perhaps comparing it to a factory process or a cooking recipe. They might describe how plants eat sunlight and carbon dioxide to cook up glucose and oxygen. It can also be marketing professional describing how consumer behavior affects campaign strategies using real world examples from their experiences to illustrate theoretical concepts. Applying, putting knowledge to work. Applying means using knowledge in a new situations or different contexts. This text level connects theoretical knowledge with practical information. It requires students to choose the right processes, methods, and techniques to solve new problems. This level, learners show their ability to use what they learned in unfamiliar situations. They are not just following step by step instructions, but deciding which knowledge to apply and how to apply it effectively. This step combines understanding of concepts with judgment about their appropriate use. Application often involves problem solving, where students must understand the type of problem they are facing, choosing the relevant knowledge and procedures, and implement them. This level assesses whether learning has been sufficiently deep to transfer to new contexts. Practical application activities include case studies with realistic scenarios, simulations that mirror real world conditions, and problem solving exercises with multiple possible approaches. These hands on projects require the practical implementation of concepts and laboratory equipments. When students must select implementation of concepts laboratory where students must select and apply relevant processes. A successful course presents problem and that are similar enough to classroom learning for students to recognize relevant concepts, but different enough that they must think critically about how to apply their knowledge to new circumstances. According to research, this approach allows students to relate new knowledge with their existing understanding and develop more flexible thinking skills. Example, at this stage, a mathematics student applies algebra formulas to solve real world engaging problems such as calculating the load bearing equipments for a bridge or determining the optional angle for solar panel installation. They must recognize which mathematical concepts apply to their challenges and implement them correctly. Another example might be for psychology student applying learning theories to design a behavior modification problem for children with extra attention difficulties. They must be familiar with learning theories, assess the situation, and create an invention that effectively applies the appropriate principles. Analyzing, bearing down complex ideas. Analyzing asks students to break down complex information into parts and understand relations between elements. This level maintains structure, identifiers, patterns, recognitions, assumptions, and distinguishable between facts and options. Patterns recognize students at the level can deconstruct arguments to analyze their logical structure and reason. They can compare the contrast different approaches to kindly strengthening strengths and wealthness, and then organize the information into categories that reveal patterns and trends. They can also find cause and effect relationship in complex scenarios. They learn to determinate between main ideas and supporting details. All at this point, students must have developed their analytical skill for critical thinking and decision making in both academic and professional contexts. They move beyond accepting information of face value to examining it and understanding this deeper structure and implications. uh, Analyze such activities including flowcharts that show relation between concepts uh, and SWOT analysis that examines strengths, weaknesses, approaches, opportunities, and threats. During this stage, students compare different solutions to identify that characteristics and pinpoint the problems and their root causes. They learn to categorize information and outline the key components of complex theory. Practical analysis often requires students to employ various analytical forward or frameworks or models that provide a structure for their examination. These may include cause and effect diagrams, comparing matrices, or symmetric questioning techniques have solved a problem systematically. Example: a literature student may analyze the themes, symbolism, and character development in a novel, examining how different literature elements work longer to create meaning. They may analyze how the another author used to uses setting to highlight themes, how character interactions reveal social community and or how symbolic elements connected to the story's deeper message. In business context, a student might analyze market trends to find factors that contribute to a company's successful or failure. Their processes could involve analyzing its data, decisions to identify the elements that we have the more significant interest on business performing.